Hey guys, your boy DC Magnus here, bringing you episode 3 of Provision. In this episode, we're going to be covering the strategies and roles of your team and competitive. Alright, so once you make a team, you need to decide who does what and where do they go and when do they do it in each of the 4 game modes. There's S&D, Hardpoint, Uplink, and CTF. So in this episode later, I'm going to be covering each specific thing. I'm going to go into detail of the minimum things that you need in each of these game modes. So I suggest going into private match with your team and coming up with plans and strategies of your own. Agree on the rules of each game mode. Find out what each member has as a strength and as a weakness. And try to make plans accordingly, or try to remove those weaknesses overall. And so yeah, I'm gonna break down now with each of the game modes, and just so you guys have a basis of like what each game mode is about and competitive, and so when you go to private match, you're ready and you know what you need to plan for. Alright, so for S&D, you need to for sure have a bomb carrier. With somebody that's assigned to go plant the bomb. Whether you're planning it really fast or whether you're planning it really slow, it's up to you guys to decide how you're going to tackle each of these game modes. I'm just going to give you guys here the basics of what needs to get done. So you need to have a bomb carrier, and the main thing for S&D is to have really good positions for defense. If you have a really strong setup for defense, you should be okay. You should not lose a defense round on S&D. Once you start losing defense rounds, which is considered when you have an advantage over the opponent, because you don't have to go out and put yourself out there, then you're gonna be struggling a little bit there. So the hardest part in S&D should be offense, and you should have like a set of plan of when of how you're gonna tackle each bomb. Each team member should know where to go exactly and what area to cover when tackling a bomb. And all these could be done in so many different ways. It's almost impossible for me to cover this now. So also you need to have set classes, whether it's a perks, have the right kind of specialist, have the right attachment. You could have like for example, somebody could have like a thermal on a sniper and cover a certain area. Like there's so many things you could do, and that's why when you go to private match with your team, you guys need to decide based on your weaknesses and strength on how you can tackle each map. Alright, so the next game mode is Hardpoint. So the minimum basics on Hardpoint, you need to know the locations of the hardpoints and the how they rotate. You need to know how to rotate early to start getting on that habit to rotate early, and at least have someone or 2 people assigned to do that too, so that like 15 seconds before the hard point ends, you have already somebody switching the spawns, or have that anchor switching the spawns, and be ready on that next hard point. And you do need some roles in here. So like I said, there's an anchor, somebody that makes you spawn the right place when the next hard point comes out, because you don't want to be in a disadvantage when the next one comes out. And you need to have slayers. You need to make sure those slayers are clearing the hard points for everybody, and that the anchors can do their job so they can travel freely around the map. Alright, so next 2 game modes, I put them together. They're very similar. So I was thinking Uplink and CTF should be together here, and you need to know the routes to run, like the objective, the satellite, and the flag. And okay, so for example, like having like a specialist like Overdrive is gonna help you out a lot, or kinetic armor, depending if you're doing CWL or if you're doing game battles. Like the rules do vary, so keep that in mind every time you make a strategy. Like you two guys need to decide like which one you're gonna tackle, which league you're gonna do. And what else we got? We need to have somebody escorting the person with that's doing OBJ. So the rules in in CTF or uplink is you need to have slayers, and you need to have somebody that's doing OBJ. That's the objective. And the slayers just make a path for the person that's running the satellite or the flag, and the slayers just try to make their life easier for the person that's escorting and the person that's carrying the objective. You need to also be ready for a reset. So once you get to the other side, you need to have like a backup plan, and have a so that people come back to the objective and get ready for the next score. Yeah, it's a little hard to master when it comes to be waiting for that reset, because then the people all the way behind you are the ones that are gonna have to step it up and get it done. So alright, so I think that covered the basics here for these 4 game modes, and I am gonna make a separate series on this, because I don't want you guys to be defenseless. Like, if you're really new to competitive, I'm gonna provide some strategies here for the different game modes, and I'm gonna go over each and every map. And I'm gonna have another member, GC Flaws. He's gonna help me out with YouTube now. So you guys are gonna get familiar with another voice here. It's not just gonna be my voice soon. And yeah, so yeah, we're gonna do some series here, tips and strategies for each of the game modes. Might not be just covering the maps. We might just have some general talks on each of those specific game modes, so you guys can get ready for them. Alright, so yeah, if you guys like the video and learned something new, if you're hyped for the new series, just drop us a like, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Magnus out.